21 Talking about dates. There are two different ways of writing and saying dates. You use numbers along with the month to define the date you're talking about. New language dates, was born, ago, are vocabulary numbers, months, and years. New skill talking about dates. 21.1 Key language writing and saying dates. In the US, people often describe dates by writing cardinal numbers and saying ordinal numbers. His meeting is on May 10th. May 10th. The number comes after the month. May 18th. My birthday is on May 18th. May 31st. The party is on May 31st. 21.2 Another way to say it writing and saying dates. In some other places, such as the UK, people use ordinal numbers to write and say dates. His meeting is on the 10th of May. My birthday is on May the 18th. The 10th of May. May the 18th. The party is on the 31st of May. Single quote. The 31st of May. 21.3 Listen to the audio, then number the dates in the order they are discussed. A November 17th. 72. 122. August 31st. B. March 22nd. 1. September 13th. D. May 19th. April 5th. G. June 5th. 21.4 Key language using, was born. Use, was born. To talk about someone's date or year of birth. Jim was born in 1975. 2015. 1975. 2015. You can say 2015 or 2015. Single quote. You say most dates by grouping the date into pairs of numbers, such as 19 and 75. Single quote. 21.5 Key language using ago. You use ago to say how many years before now. Something happened. Plato was born around 2,500 years ago, in 424 BCE. Ago means before now. Single quote. 21.6 Listen to the audio and note the year of each event. 1971. 21.7 Use the chart to create 12 correct sentences and say them out loud. My birthday is on. My Nami's birthday meeting is on December 5th. 20. He was born 41. December 5th. The 11th of March. Years ago. 21. Checklist. Dates, was born, ago. Are numbers, months, and years. Talking about dates. 73. 22 Talking about the past. The past simple describes events that happened at a definite time in the past, or the state of things at a particular point in time. New language The past simple of, to be, are vocabulary jobs, town, and life events New skill talking about past states. 22.1 Key language The past simple of, to be. Any action that happened and was completed in the past can be described in the past simple. The past simple of, to be, is, was, or, were. Single quote. This is the present simple. Jill is a businesswoman now. She was a student in 1985. This is the past simple. This is a definite time in the past. 22.2 How to form the past simple of, to be. The past simple of, to be, changes with the subject. Subject. To-be. Rest of sentence. Was. Were. A student. You. He, she, it. Was. We, they, you. Were. Students. 22.3 Further examples The past simple of, to be. He was a doctor for 40 years. She was a Broadway star in the 1960s. There was a party last night. We were at the library yesterday. There were lots of people at the party. They were at the movies last week. 74. 22.4 Cross out the incorrect word in each sentence. were a teacher. You were at the museum last week. Greater than there were 5 people here yesterday. The students were there on Monday morning. My mom were an artist in the 1990s. Right pointing arrow I were in college in 1989. Sal and I were at the theater last night. My dad were a builder until 1995. 2. Jules. 22.5 Read the email and answer the questions. Subject. Weekend in L.A. How are you? I was in Los Angeles on the weekend. I was at Manhattan Beach. Do you know it? It was very hot and there were lots of people there. There are many cafes there, too. I was in a cafe called Ocean View and Malcolm was there. He was with a woman called Stacy. Is she his girlfriend? ... Annie X. VX. 22.6 Listen to the audio and match the events to the years. Chat radio give the answers to the That Was the Day quiz. 1964. Annie was in Los Angeles on the weekend. True. False. She was at Manhattan Beach. True. False. It was cold there. True. False. She was at a cafe called Seaview. True. False. Her friend Malcolm was with another man. 1497. 000. 0.000. That. 1969. 1994. 1918. True. False. 75. 76. P. 22.7 Key language. WASWERE. Negatives. As in the present simple, use not to form negative statements in add, not, after, was, or, were. Single quote. Was not. Wasn't. The past simple. Closing curly bracket. A teacher in 2004. They weren't. You can contract these negatives to their short forms. Were not. Closing curly bracket. At the park yesterday. 22.8 Key language. WASWERE. Questions. To ask questions about the past. Using the verb to be, swap the subject and verb. He was in India. Pian. Was he in India? Swap the subject. They were late for school. Pian. Were they late for school? And, to be. Single quote. 22.9 Further examples. WASWERE. Negatives and questions. I wasn't a good waiter. Were there any cakes at the party? There weren't any boats. Was he good at playing tennis? $22.10 Cross out the incorrect word in each sentence. He weren't a doctor. Right pointing arrow They weren't very good at science. 2 I weren't in Canada in 2002. You weren't at the party last night. 4 We weren't in our house last year. 6 There weren't a restaurant near the river. 22.11 Write questions based on the statements. There were some factories. Were there any factories? He was a good builder. 22.12 Listen to the audio and mark what each building was used for in the past. A tour guide is talking about the history of some old buildings. They were late this morning. She was at a meeting yesterday. You were happy in college. We were in New Zealand for 2 weeks. You were in the swimming pool. 22.13 Use the chart to create 15 correct sentences and say them out loud. I was a student last year. Start with a pronoun. They, were. A students in Australia good friends. Last year. In 2008. For 4 years. Choose the correct form of the verb. Choose a noun. Finish with a time. 22. Checklist. The past simple of to be. Our jobs, town, and life events. Talking about past states. 77. 23 past events. Some verbs are regular in the past simple. You can use a lot of them to talk about the past week, the last year, or your life. Their past simple forms ends in ed. Single quote. New language regular verbs in the past simple are vocabulary pastimes and life events new skill talking about your past. 23.1 Key language regular verbs in the past simple. The past simple describes events that happened in the past. The past simple forms of regular verbs end in ed. The negative uses did not plus the base form. The verb ends in ed. Single quote. I visited Luke last Friday. He didn't play tennis last night. 23.2 How to form regular verbs in the past simple. The past forms of most verbs do not change with subject. Past verb. Use the same form for all subjects. Object. The subject. Use the past simple of do plus the base verb to form negative statements. Played. You. He. Negative plus verb. Tennis. She. We. Didn't play. They. The past form of do not is did not or didn't. Single quote. Use the base form of the main verb. 23.3 Further examples regular verbs in the past simple. Questions are formed using did plus subject plus the base form of the verb. 78. He walked to the office. She didn't walk downtown. Did they work late? We didn't watch TV today. 23.4 Fill in the gaps by putting the verbs in the past simple. Last Friday, I cooked. Opening parenthesis. Cook. Closing parenthesis. A meal for my friends. The music was good, but I dash opening parenthesis. Not dance. Closing parenthesis. Very much. My friend. Dash opening parenthesis. Not listen. Closing parenthesis. To the band on Saturday night. Last week, I. Oh, did you? Opening parenthesis. Clean. My brother's new car for him. Opening parenthesis. Watch. Closing parenthesis. A fun movie last night. Ben and Franklin. Opening parenthesis. Play. Closing parenthesis. Tennis for 5 hours yesterday. 23.5 Key language spelling rules for the past simple. The past simple of all regular verbs ends in ed. But for some verbs, there are some spelling changes to a single syllable word ending consonant vowel consonant. Wash. Washed. For many regular verbs, add ed. Single quote. Stop. Stopped. Double the last consonant and add ed. Single quote. Last letter is e. Underscore. Dance. Last letters are a consonant and a y. Single quote. Try. Tried. Danced. Just add a d. Single quote. Y and add ied instead. Remove the 23.6 Further examples spelling rules for the past simple. He carried the bags for her. We arrived here at midnight. I studied English last year. They saved money for a vacation. 8,118,118. 79. 889. 80. 23.7 Look at Joyce's diary from last week and fill in the gaps to complete the sentences. Weekly planner. Monday. Evening. Watch movie on TV. Tuesday. Morning. Play squash afternoon. Phone my boss. Wednesday. Try sushi at Japanese restaurant. Thursday. Morning. Clean the bathroom night. Visit Aziz in hospital Friday. Invite friends to Saturday. On Monday evening, Joyce watched a movie on TV. On Tuesday morning, she underscore squash. 2 on Tuesday afternoon, she her boss. On Wednesday, she sushi at a Japanese restaurant. On Thursday morning, she the bathroom. Aziz in hospital. On Thursday night, she my birthday party. On Friday, she friends to her birthday party. On Saturday, she in the park. On Sunday, she dinner for her parents. Cook dinner for my parents. Sunday. Walk in the park. 23.8 Listen to the audio and match the events to the years. Arnaud describes his life so far. He mentions important events and the years in which they happened. 1989, 1971, 1974, 1975, 1991, 1995, 1993. 23.9 Key language using WHEN with the past simple. To say when in someone's life something happened, you can either use in with the year or when with the person's age. This is the past simple action. He moved to England in 1990. He moved to England when he was 10. This describes when in the past it happened. Years old. 23.10 Rewrite the sentences adding WHEN clauses. Equals I started school when I was 4 years old. I started school. 4 years old. Dot. She moved to the US. 19 years old. Dot. Equals. They started swimming. 25 years old. Dot. Equals. We visited Japan. 27 years old. Dot. I received this gift. 31 years old. Dot. Pipe, 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 pipe. 23.11 Look at Leona's life events, then describe each one out loud. Born 1988. Moved to New York. Visit Asia. Start first job. 1996. 2008. 2010. She was born in 1988. 23 Checklist. Regular verbs in the past simple. Are pastimes and life events. Talking about your past. 81. 24 Past abilities. In the past simple, can becomes could. You often use it to talk about things you could do in the past, but can't do now. New language using could in the past simple are vocabulary abilities and pastimes. 24.1 Key language, could, for past abilities. Use could to talk about an ability you once had. You can use when plus a time setting to say when you had the ability. New skill talking about past abilities. Set the time frame with a phrase about an age, day, or year. I can't climb trees now, but I could when I was younger. You can use the present simple for contrast. The statement can be positive using could or negative using couldn't. It doesn't change with the subject. 24.2 Further examples, could, for past abilities. When I was a student, I could study all night before an exam. I couldn't go to China last year because it was too expensive. When Milo was 8, he could play the violin. Last year, she couldn't run very far, but yesterday she ran a marathon. 24.3 How to form could for past abilities. 82. When. Time setting. I was younger. Begin with when. Single quote. This phrase sets the time in the past when the action was possible. The statement can be positive or negative. Could. I couldn't. Ability. Climb trees. Use the base form of the verb for the past ability. 24.4 Rewrite these sentences in the past simple using could. I can ski. I can cook Italian food. We can't play the piano. She can paint a picture. They can't make a cake. I could ski. 24.5 Listen to the audio and mark the correct answers. When Diana was 5, she couldn't. write music, read music, play the piano. When Louis was 4, he could dot, dot, read, write, do mathematics. When Imelda was 7, she could dot, dot, ride a horse, drive a car, fly a plane. When Irina was 4, she could speak dot, dot, 1 language, 2 languages, 3 languages. 24.6 Use the chart to create 16 correct sentences and say them out loud. When I was 5, I couldn't play. When you were 5, 7, I couldn't you could. Chess. Start with a when phrase. Play chess. Ride a bike. Swim. Skate. Choose an age. Choose a positive or negative statement. Finish with an ability. 24. Checklist. Using could in the past simple. Are abilities and pastimes. Talking about past abilities. 83. 25 Vocabulary. 25.1 Entertainment. Movie. US. Film. UK. Novel. Play. TV show. The news. Newspaper. Magazine. W. Comedy. Science fiction. Thriller. Documentary. Action. Horror. Musical. Romance. Crime. A. Pipe 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 pipe. Hero. Villain. Audience. Clap. UU. Movie star. US. Film star. UK. Mime. Actor. Main character. Director. Author. Plot. Special effects. Stunt. A. Movie theater. US. Cinema. UK. Theater. US. Theater. UK. Bookstore. US. Bookshop. UK. Exhibition. 85. 26 Irregular past verbs. In the past simple, some verbs are irregular. Their past simple forms are not formed using the normal rules, and sometimes look very different from the infinitive forms. New language irregular verbs in the past simple are vocabulary sequence words new skill describing the past. 26.1 Key language irregular verbs in the past simple. Go is the present simple. I often go to the movies. I went last night, but I didn't go last week. Went is the past simple of go. Single quote. To make the negative. Use didn't with the base form. 26.2 How to form irregular verbs in the past simple. Verbs in the past simple do not change with the subject. Subject. This is the past simple of go. Single quote. Verb. Went. Subject. Negative. Verb. Didn't. Go. Use did not or didn't. To make the negative. To the movies. To the movies. Use the base form of the main verb in the negative. 26.3 Further examples are regular verbs in the past simple. They had a great vacation. I came to the US in 1980. He didn't have any classes today. You didn't come to the party. 86. 26.4 Match the past simple forms of the verbs to their base forms. Put. Break. Bought. Get. Began. Put. Got. Buy. Broke. Take. Wrote. Make. Took. Sell. Ate. Made. Sit. Sold. Begin. 9. Sat. Write. 26.5 Read the article and number the pictures in the order they are described. Wild adventures. A lucky escape. A very wild adventure in the forest. With my best friend, Jack, on our first day, Few years ago I went camping in Redwood Park. Bought some food. We didn't want to stay on the campsite, so instead we walked through the forest to find somewhere else to camp. It got dark early and we were a bit lost, so we decided to camp in the middle of the forest. That night, it was really dark and I felt a bit scared, but Jack and I made a fire and sang some songs. It was a quiet night and we slept well. In the morning, we were hungry so we made our breakfast. But before we ate it, we went to the river. We had a wash and got some fresh water, then walked back to our tent. When we got back to the tent, we saw a big brown bear. We didn't move or make a noise. We watched the bear as it sat in our tent and ate all of our breakfast. After that, it walked off into the forest with our bags. Jack and I were very hungry and cold, but we put our tent away and walked away quickly. Then, we ran and ran until finally we found the campsite. We were so happy. It was a very lucky escape. C1. 87. 26.6 Fill in the gaps in this journal using the words in the panel. 8. My breakfast. We are in Redwood Park and... Wow. This morning a bear. Last night we camped in the forest. Well, the next morning, we and I. Back to the tent, we campsite and we are safe now. The bear, I. A fire and it was very quiet, so my friend. To the river to get water. When we got really scared, we back to the 8. Slept, made, went, felt, saw, ran. 26.7 Vocabulary sequence words. You use certain words and phrases to help someone understand where you are in the story. Chan. First he, then he, woke up, ate breakfast. Next he had a shower. After that he got dressed. Finally he went to work. 26.8 Further examples sequence words. 88. First I got some money out of the bank. Then I bought some food from the supermarket. After that, I had some coffee. In the morning we watched the sun rise over the Serengeti. Then we saw the birds fly off. Finally the lions appeared. 26.9 Rewrite the sentences putting the sequence words in the correct places. I won the game. I got a prize. Opening parenthesis. Then. I won the game. Then I got a prize. Sheila put her best clothes on. Opening parenthesis. First. 3 Ben passed his test. He bought a car. Opening parenthesis. Next. Eat dinner. You can have some dessert. Opening parenthesis. After that. Do your homework. Go out and play. Opening parenthesis. First, then. 6 He ate a large breakfast. Opening parenthesis. First. 26.10 Fill in the gaps using sequence words, then say the story out loud. First. Harold and Jack bought some food. Then. They went to the forest. They got lost. Then they decided to camp and put the tent up. They were scared of the sounds in the forest. But. They went to sleep. They washed in the river. They went back to their tent for food. They saw a bear eating their food. After that it walked into the forest. Harold and Jack arrived safely back at the campsite. First. After that. Finally. After that. In the morning. 89. 26.11 Key language irregular verbs, questions in the past simple. Use the past simple of do plus the base verb form to ask a question. In the statement, the main verb is in the past simple. They bought a new car. She saw the show last night. Did they buy a new car? Did she see the show last night? A. Did is in the main verb. Past simple of do. Single quote is in its base form. 26.12 Further examples irregular verbs, questions in the past simple. Did they have a good time? Did she meet her friends in town? Did you read a book on the beach? Did he go to the gym? 26.13 Match the questions and answers. Did she go on vacation? What did she eat? How much did he spend? What time did you leave the bar? Did they go by bus? Did I get any mail? Did we win the competition? She ate a burger and fries. Yes, because there were no trains. Yes, she went on vacation to Australia. No, we lost. He spent about $500. I left around 11 p.m. You got 3 letters. 90. 26.14 Fill in the gaps to write questions based on the sentences. They sold 50 cakes. She read the magazine this morning. How many cakes did they sell? What? The movie began at 7:30 p.m. When? He chose the red shirt. I caught 5 fish at the lake. How many? $26.14 Fill in the gaps to write questions based on the sentences. They sold 50 cakes. She read the magazine this morning. How many cakes did they sell? What? The movie began at 7:30 p.m. When? He chose the red shirt. I caught 5 fish at the lake. How many? You saw Michelle at the party last night. Which? Who? She ate pasta last night. What? He gave his brother a new sweater. What? 26.15 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Daniela and Marcus are talking about their friend's birthday party. When did Daniela arrive at the party? 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Who did she meet at the party? Sam, Lana, Will. What did she wear? A red dress, a green skirt, her jeans. What gift did she give her friend? A watch, flowers, a book. What did she eat at the party? Burger, pizza, chicken. Right pointing arrow. Which music did she dance to? Jazz, rock, pop. 26 Checklist. Irregular verbs in the past simple. Are sequence words. Describing the past. 91. 27 Vocabulary. 27.1 Tools. Tape measure, hammer, clamp, file, hacksaw, screwdriver, nut, pliers, wrench, US, spanner, UK, LLLLLL, bolt, screw, nail, WWW, trowel, shears, fork, spade, hoe, rake. 27.2 Kitchen implements. Saw, grater, peeler, whisk, drill, cutting board, US, chopping board, UK, kitchen knife, scissors, jigsaw, can opener, US, tin opener, UK, bottle opener, corkscrew, level, US, spirit level, UK, wooden spoon, spatula, ladle. 93. 28 Telling a story. You can use about to describe the subject matter of movies, shows, and stories. Use adjectives to make a description more specific. New language, about, opinions. Vocabulary opinions. New skill describing media and culture. 28.1 Key language using ABOUT to describe media and culture. Use about to give more information about a movie, play, show, story, or book. It's a movie, a mystery. About a lawyer. It's a story. The play is. This introduces what the subject matter of the story is. This is the additional information on the story. Two brothers. 28.2 Further examples using ABOUT to describe media and culture. The movie is a thriller about two New York police officers. It's a story about a young couple in the countryside. 94. Metro. The book is about a French city during the 1920s. 28.3 Listen to the audio and number the movies in the order they are described. B. D. 28.4 Key language describing your opinions. You can use verbs. In the past simple, use a positive verb. Dot, 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 with a positive adjective. To give your opinions, use because plus adjectives to give your reasons. Liked, enjoyed, loved. Funny. The play because it was romantic. Thrilling. Didn't enjoy. Boring. Cahill. Didn't like, hated. The show because it was slow. Silly. Use a negative verb. Dot, 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 with a negative adjective. 28.5 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Two friends discuss the play they've just seen. Chrissy enjoyed the play. True, false. Jack hated it. True, false. 2. The story was exciting. True, false. 3. The actors were good. True, false. 4. The villain was scary. True, false. 5. The hero was brave. True, false. The music was great. True, false. 28.6 Use the chart to create 12 correct sentences and say them out loud. The movie is about 3 characters. 3 characters. The It's a movie play is about a court case. A love story. 28.7 Read the review and answer the questions. What type of show is it? It is a musical. What does Millie enjoy? Where does she learn to sing? What is the name of her music teacher? Who is the villain? Stage review. Millie's Magic. The latest show in town is a hit. Millie's Magical Music. A wonderful new show. The story is about a little girl called Millie. She loves singing. In her bedroom, she listens to songs and learns how to sing them. At school, she has a kind English teacher called Miss Graham and a terrible music teacher called Miss Cafferty, who is the villain of the story. Both Miss Graham and Miss Cafferty hear Millie's beautiful voice. Miss Graham wants everyone to hear Millie, but Miss Cafferty wants to stop her singing. It's an enjoyable story about music, friendship, and hope. Many of the actors in this musical are children and they are all excellent, especially Millie. The songs in the musical are very good, too. I really like the music. It's a hit. Millie's Magic. S. 96. Is Millie played by an adult? 28.8 Rewrite these sentences using negative words. The musical was wonderful. The musical was awful. Millie loves singing. Millie has beautiful costumes. Many of the actors were excellent. The songs are very good. 5. I really loved the music. Bad. Hated. Awful. Hates. Terrible. Ugly. 28.9 Read the clues and write the answers in the grid. The bad guy, the hero, fights this person. A true story with real people, not actors. A funny story that makes people laugh. A story told in a theater. A person who writes novels. An exciting story. 2. V. I. L. L. A. I. N. 5. Adventure. Author. Comedy. Villain. Play, documentary. 3. 28. Checklist. About. Opinions. Are opinions. Describing media and culture. Review the English you have learned in Units 21 to 28. New language. Writing and saying dates. TOB. Statements and questions about the past. Regular verbs in the past simple. Using could for past abilities. Irregular verbs in the past simple. Sample sentence. His birthday is on May 10th. My meeting is on the 18th of May. She was a student in 1985. Was he in India last year? He wasn't in France. I visited Luke last Friday. I didn't play tennis. I could climb trees when I was younger. I went to the movies last night. I didn't go last week. Unit 21.1, 21.2, 22.1, 22.7, 22.8, 23.1, 24.1, 26.1. It's a movie about two brothers. 28.1. Giving opinions about culture. I enjoyed it because it was thrilling. 28.4. 97. 29. Asking about the past. You can make questions in the past simple using did. This is useful for asking about past events, such as travel and vacations. New language past simple questions are vocabulary, travel and activities. New skill talking about vacations. 29.1 Key language, YES-NO, questions in the past simple. Use the auxiliary verb, did, to make questions in the past simple that have yes, no answers. Did goes before the subject. Opening parenthesis. Did you have a good holiday? Yes, we went to India. Did you visit the Taj Mahal? The verb after did goes in its base form. No, we didn't. Use did or didn't for short answers. 29.2 Further examples, YES-NO, questions in the past simple. Did you see any tigers? Did he stay in the 5-star hotel? Yes, I did. Did doesn't change with no, he didn't. Did they buy any ice cream? Yes, they did. The subject. Did we bring enough money with us? No, we didn't. 29.3 How to form YES-NO questions in the past simple. Object. Did. Subject. Verb. Did you visit the Taj Mahal? 98. 29.4 Listen to the audio, then number the pictures in the order they are described. B talks about her vacation in India. DDED. 29.5 Match the questions to the short answers. Did you get the job? Did I have lunch today? Yes, we did. Yes, I did. Did the dog eat its dinner? No, you didn't. Did they go to Venezuela? Yes, it did. Did we win the competition? Win. Won. No, they didn't. 29.6 Rewrite the sentences as questions. They went paragliding in Greece. Did they go paragliding in Greece? Gift. They gave Ellie a present. Did you give Ellie a present? You stayed in an expensive hotel. Did Yo stay in an expensive hotel? His mother bought a lot of postcards. Did his mother buy a lot of postcard? 4 Your brother climbed a mountain. Did your brother climb a mountain? 6 Their parents took lots of photos. Did their parents take lots of photos? 99. 29.7 Key language question words with the past simple. The question word goes at the beginning of the question, followed by did and the subject. The question word goes at the beginning. When did you arrive at the hotel? How did you get here? The verb after did goes in its base form. Yesterday. By taxi. 29.8 Further examples question words with the past simple. 100. Where did you go on vacation? We went to Paris. What did you see in Paris? The Eiffel Tower. What did you do on vacation? We went hiking. When did you come home? This morning. 29.9 Match the questions with the correct answers. What time did you arrive at the hotel? How did you get to the station? Where did you stay? Why did you stay there? Who did you go on vacation with? By taxi. Daniela and Tony. Because it was cheap. At 10 p.m. In the Hotel Bella Vista. 29.10 Read the email and answer the questions. When did she arrive in New York? On Monday. On Thursday, on Friday. How did she get to Staten Island? By taxi, by boat. By bus. When did she see the Statue of Liberty? On Friday. On Saturday. Which store did she go to? Macy's. Yesterday. Bloomingdale's, Saks Fifth Avenue. 4. What did she buy there? 2. Sam. Subject. Trip to New York. Hi Sam. We're having a great time in New York. There's so much to do. We arrived on Friday and went up the Empire State Building. Then, on Saturday, we took the boat to Staten Island and saw the Statue of Liberty. I was surprised because it looked quite small. Yesterday, I went to a store called Macy's and bought some nice clothes. Then we went to a famous restaurant in Grand Central Station and ate oysters. Love from Sue XX. Some shoes. Some perfume, some clothes. 6. What did Sue eat in Grand Central Station? A hamburger, oysters. Steak and salad. 29.11 Say the questions out loud, filling in the gaps. When did you visit China? We visited China in 2011. Fry. What did you eat in Chinatown? We ate fried rice in Chinatown. Who did you go on vacation with? How long did you go abroad? 4. I went on vacation with Joe. Where did you stay in London? Question mark. We stayed in a hotel in London. We went abroad for 6 months. When did you leave US? Question mark. We left the US on June 29th. 29 Checklist. Past simple questions. Travel and activities. Talking about vacations. 101. 30 Applying for a job. If you want to find a job, you need to understand the English words and phrases used in advertisements and on recruitment websites. Recrutamento. Annuncio. 30.1 Vocabulary. Applying for a job. Apply. New language interview responses. Vocabulary, job words and phrases. New skill, dealing with job applications. Look for a job, procura empleo. Resume. US. Curriculum vitae, CV. UK. Curriculo. Apply for a job. Candidatar, applica para empleo. Have an interview. Get the job. Ter uma entrevista. Conseguir o trabalho. Start the job. Começar no emprego. 30.2 Read the job advertisements and answer the questions. Businessman. 26. Business today. Jobs. Wanted. Assistant chef at Marie's Cakes, Ohio. Can you cook? Do you love cake? We need an assistant chef on Saturdays and Sundays. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. $10 per hour. Wanted. Teacher at summer school, Alaska. Do you like children? You can teach kids aged 11 to 14 this summer. June to August. Some experience needed. Wanted. Gardener at St. Bernard's College, Idaho. We need a gardener to work part-time in our beautiful gardens. Experience needed. 20 hours per week. The job at Marie's Cakes is for Fridays and Saturdays. True. False. The job at Marie's Cakes is in Ohio. True. False. The teaching job starts in August. True. False. V. You will teach children aged 11 to 14 years old. True. False. The gardening job is full-time. True. False. The gardening job is at a castle. True. False. 102. 30.3 Vocabulary words in your resume. Qualification. Qualificação. Work experience. Hobby, passatempo. Interest. Reference. Interesse. Referencia. Experiencia professional. RR 30.4 Fill in the gaps using the words in the panel. Need to give the interviewer a reference. My qualifications. From my last boss. Include degrees in biology and chemistry. Greater than the interview at the bank went really well. I've got the job. The manager read my I can start resume. The job in January. And said it was really good. Say. Before you can get the job. Reference. Qualifications. Resume. Opening parenthesis. Got the job. Start. You need to have an interview. Have an interview. 30.5 Listen to the audio, then number the questions in the order that you hear them. Tom Willis is being interviewed for a job. Why do you want this job? B. What did you do at the store? Learn arrive. When can you start work? Why did you leave the music store? 3. Why did you study English at college? 1. Are you good at working with people? 21. 629. 30 Checklist. Interview responses. RR job words and phrases. Dealing with job applications. 103.